Renewal feels familiar because the worker has already been approved once. That familiarity is the risk. The first approval proves that the file worked at one point in the past. It does not prove that the file still works today. Renewal is not judged against the memory of last year. It is judged against the file as it exists now. During a year in China, many things can change. The company may move offices. The business license information may be updated. The employer's registered address may change. HR may change procedure owners. The company may alter its business scope, ownership structure, or tax records. The foreign worker may also change. They may receive a new passport. They may move apartments. Their job title may change. Their salary package may change. Their contract may be renewed with different wording. Their family members may now depend on the main applicant's status. Any one of these changes may be manageable, but renewal becomes risky when no one checks how the changes affect the whole file. The first hard anchor is timing. Renewal planning should often start around 60 days before expiry. That does not mean every case takes exactly 60 days. It means the file needs room for review, room for correction, room for employer coordination, room for appointment timing, and room for dependent family planning. If the worker waits until the expiry date feels close, the file may have no space left for cleanup. The second anchor is that work permit and residence permit renewal windows may not be identical. This is a major misunderstanding. People may say, "My work permit is being renewed, so my residence status is fine." But work authorization and residence permission are related, not identical. If the residence timeline is missed, overstay exposure can appear even when the employment relationship is real. The third anchor is overstay exposure. If residence status expires, the consequences can become serious. Overstay exposure, including the penalties discussed in Episode 1, can appear even when the employment relationship is real. Renewal is not only about keeping a job, it is about keeping the legal stay chain unbroken. The fourth anchor is change review. Renewal should be treated as a consistency audit. Start with the employer. Is the employer's address still the same? Has the company moved districts? Are the business license, tax record, bank record, and work permit file consistent? Is the company still qualified and operational in the way the foreign worker file needs? Then check the role. Does the contract title match the work permit record? Has the employee been promoted? Has the actual work changed? Does the salary still support the employment story? Then check personal documents. Has the worker renewed their passport? Has the passport number changed? Is the residence address updated? Are family members linked to the main applicant's status? Then check timing. Which document expires first? Which procedure has to be completed before another one can move? What happens if the employer needs time to produce a seal, original, contract, or updated record? This is how renewal can unravel. A foreign manager has worked in China for 1 year. The first application was approved, so everyone assumes renewal will be routine. The manager starts asking close to expiry. Then the file review begins. The company moved to a new district 8 months ago. Some records were updated, but not every system tells the same address story. The employment contract uses a new job title because the manager was promoted. The worker also renewed their passport during the year, so the passport number in some records is no longer current. HR sees these as normal business changes, and they are normal. But normal changes still have to be reflected in the renewal file. Now, the renewal is not impossible, but the time needed to align the records was never built into the plan. If the worker also has a spouse or child whose residence depends on the main applicant, the pressure multiplies. A delay in the main renewal can affect the family track. So the practical framework is renewal audit. 1. Start early. Do not wait until expiry feels urgent. Build review time before the final window. 2. Employer changes. Check address, registration, tax, bank, HR ownership, and operating status. 3. Role changes. Check title, duties, salary, contract wording, and whether the current job matches the work status record. 4. Passport and address changes. Check passport renewal, accommodation record, residence address, and identity consistency. 5. Family dependency. If dependents rely on the main applicant, renewal is not only one person's file. The lesson: renewal is not a repeat button. It is a yearly audit of whether the current company, current role, current person, and current timing still support the status that was approved before. A useful renewal habit is to keep a change log during the year. If the company moves, the worker renews a passport, the job title changes, or the family plan changes, record it when it happens. Waiting until renewal season turns normal changes into urgent corrections. That is how renewal becomes manageable. The file is maintained during the year, not rebuilt at the deadline. This habit matters. Study first, work later can sound like a softer landing path before employment. It only works when the school documents, X1, X2 logic, and future work status plan are understood from the start.